I think that Carol and I have a unique perspective on this because in years past it has rested solely on our shoulders. This year Woody has headed up our social media department across Twitter and Facebook and Telegram with a staff of 12 people. And let me tell you, they have kept everyone informed, they've kept everybody smiling, and they have done a magnificent job of representing this convention, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Duncan. Trixie, I came from this side this time. Now we're going to hear from Data Hog. That side, I'm Sneaky.
I heard a voice, but I'm not entirely sure who it was, because it sure wasn't my voice. I'm sorry, surprisingly enough, I've lost my voice this weekend. For anybody who knows me, that's not terribly surprising. I had some departments that generally you aren't thrilled to see. But they work hard for me all weekend and do an amazing job to help you have your fun. Pixie and Finn and the security crew, we are an entirely fan-run crew, so when you look around and see those security people, they're one of you. They're not, you know, some service we bring in, it's us. And they work all weekend, 24 hours from noon Thursday to noon Monday to make sure we're having a good time, and I love you guys and I appreciate everything you do. Along with that same group is Hobbs and her first aid group. They spend all weekend making sure those of you who get overheated in your suit when you're dancing, I'm looking at all those suitors out there, make sure that you're okay, and other little incidents that happen throughout the weekend. And then there's Tango and his wonderful crowd control crew, where he manages some, you might notice that we have a few lines. He spends the time helping to organize as best sometimes as we can, sorry, the lines to make sure that, you know, try as orderly as possible to get them together. All of you are absolutely amazing. I also have, as Vice President of the Board, the very distinct honor of being over the SEI group, which may not mean much to you, but it's the guys who, mostly one guy, but the folks who write the programming for the art show and do all kinds of registration and all the good stuff that make all this happen. Crimson does not get nearly as much of the thanks that he truly deserves because he's pulled our ass out of the fire more than once. And Crimson, I have no idea if you could understand how much we appreciate you, but thank you so much for everything you have done, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my very black heart. Thank you.
Okay, hello, I'm back again. Not drinking this time. Thank you, Data. Next up is Theo. You're it.
All right, so I've got, first things first, who here enjoyed the panels and the programming that happened at this convention? Awesome, so I'm also the director of programming, but I think it's a little gauche to thank myself. So what I think is much more appropriate is to thank all the teams that helped make this work out. The reason that you were able to have such great panel programming and such great shows at our convention, I first want to thank my programming team who helped select and press through all of our various panels, as well as helped arrange numerous shows that were happening here. I've got a long list, basically, you see a lot of plaques for my track leads, come up after the show, because I'm not going to try and dive over this table to get them to you. But I want to acknowledge our Phantom track lead, November. I want to acknowledge my assistant director of programming, Panda. I want to acknowledge our After Dark track lead, Martini. We have the variety show track lead, Robert King. We have our, I'm going through all these, sorry. We've got our running track lead, Wallamoo. I'm not going to try and do that, buddy. Wallamoo, did I say it right? I hope I did. We have our art track lead, Rio. we have our nature, spirituality, and mental health track. Track lead Cheesecake, and we have our first two track lead Mattias. So let's hear it for all the track leads. There's still more of these, I'm sorry. Also, I couldn't have done it without my fire solving team. So these are the people that you saw running around, radios in their ears, and trying to make sure that if there was a concern with any panel programming, that we tried to make sure it was resolved. Now, some of my track leads were also part of that team, so I'm just gonna name the folks who weren't acknowledged yet for that. So we have Fuzzy Fin, we have Taeyu, and we also have some dancer first might know this person, Four. So we had all these folks helping us out make this convention great. I also want to give a thanks to our gaming department. They have taken, this is their first year as their own solo department. They used to be a track under gaming, but became so big and so popular they became their own thing. I want to give a big acknowledgement to Shelton, the director of gaming, because he has taken this, they have taken this department and made it something completely new. With the fact that some of you may have seen the arcade we had down at International, to the video game tournaments that were happening, to all the boards and video and card games, all that, you really should be thanking Shelton for that. And then I also want to thank my director of main events, Spork, who'll be stepping down from the role after this year, but the service that he's given to this role for this and the last year is phenomenal. All the events that happen in first and secondary stage, you can thank the main events team for helping arrange that. If you saw the Neo-Futurists, if you came to the dance competition, you came to Floor Wars, they're the ones who helped negotiate and make sure all the spaces worked out. So let's hear from main events. And the last one I need to acknowledge is a very, very important one. And so what I would like all of you to do is turn back, look to the back of the room, and wave to the AV table. I want to thank our amazing AV team. Let's hear for them. If it wasn't for Audie and his team in first and secondary stage, we wouldn't be able to put on events like this. So thank you so much. That's all I got.
That was a pause so you can yell again. Great. I did ask, and they said I'm not allowed to surprise you by sneaking through the back curtain, so I'm just going to say, Sin, you're next.
Wow. Okay. So I want to start by thanking Blith, Talvix, Kidden, and the rest of the registration team for moving through those 10,000 plus people and getting you off on your Midwest Fur Fest adventure this year. So if you guys are here, stand up and wave, because none of us would literally be here without you. From the VIP services team, Jimo, Carrie, if you guys had a chance to enjoy our brunch with 953 attendees, or our Shiny sponsor receptions, which totaled 161 people to meet with our guests of honor and mingle and have a nice evening, they were the ones who got you there. So guys, stand up and wave. You guys are amazing. And finally, the fun police legal. Crypto and our new team member Paradox are here, and I just want to say thank you for having nothing to report on.
I appreciate that legal was very quiet this weekend, trust me.
I'll say thank you for that.
It's Thursday afternoon.
I'm not in the security room, I can say the key word.
You better not.
We will put you in timeout.
That's actually jail.
Oh, that stopped? Okay. Great. We're doing fine. Hi, Metro. You're up.
Hi there. So those of you who know me know I work in IT, so IT workers really like things short and sweet. I just wanted to do a shout out to my technology services crew, which, being that they're also IT people, they would probably get very mad at me if I asked them to stand up, so I won't. But I do want to call out one of my team members in particular, Tough Wolf, because he stepped up beyond belief this year with my added duties of becoming a lead. He basically did everything that I had forgotten to do and didn't know that I needed to do in the first place. That also being said, I am the lead over not only technology services, but the charity department and the photography department. I wanted to just thank Mirko for stepping in late in the show this year to take over for charity and did just a flat out amazing job. I wanted to make another shout out to Dex Cap, our director of photography, for basically being very, very self-sufficient. Literally every time, hey, do you need anything? I'm good. Awesome. Made it quite easy for me. Oh, and so, because he's a little bit forgetful, Duncan wanted me to also thank our hardworking media liaison, Chiro.
That's it. Yay! Cool. Kelly, talk now. It's me, Tiller. Talk now.
Okay, so I am, my name is Kali. I am the lead for logistics and the con suite. I want to start off by thanking the head of our con suite department, Matt Skunk. He stepped into this role last year and continued this year with not a whole lot of how-to information on running that department, and a whole lot of things that had to happen in the right order to make sure that everyone here got their snacks, their sandwiches, some hot food, the soda machine set up, all that stuff that you enjoy in Con Suite. That's all his responsibility. And he basically had to figure out how to do it on the fly, and he did an amazing job. As department head for a number of years. This year I've moved to lead, but I still maintain my logistics department head status. So I want to thank some of those guys who helped me out a lot while I was sort of figuring out what it means to be a lead and also running that department simultaneously. So first of all, I wanted to thank Chad, my second. He, over the summer, came up with an enormous amount of ideas, an enormous amount of help making those ideas a reality, fabrication of equipment that we needed, maintenance of equipment that we use all the time, every year. He knows the department backwards and forwards, and he was definitely the reason that everything went so well this year. So just a round of applause for Chad. My whole crew, I have a pretty small crew for a department that has to move something around 5 tons of material to the convention and then from the convention. Just 15 people, including myself. So I want to give a shout out to all of those guys, all those people. Chad, Cyan, Edmond, Dibin, Ranger Wolf, Kinabori Kun, Necomon, Zach, Artie Skunk, Matt, Bob the Man, Vieira, Jack, and Geo2. Thank you all. Put a lot of enjoyable things to the side to help make this convention happen and help set it up for next year. So I just want to thank you all.
All right. Yeah, keep going. Now be going for the last one of the tables. You probably use deduction. It's Sin again. Nope, it's Null.
Hello everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Null. The reason I'm up here is probably because of the Mammal Inclusion Initiative once again, as I remain the only prey species on the stage right now. So. You still classify, you meat eaters, you weirdos.
Wow. Yikes.
I'm sorry. I'm saying that, I'm a rabbit. Rabbits are friends.
HR,
Thank you. All right. Anyway, I oversee the Dealer's Den, the art show, and Artist Alley. So I hope everyone had some time to check those out this convention. The vendor space this year was excellent. It was by far our largest year ever when it came to the sheer number of artists and vendors in space. So I'd like to start off by thanking Brendan and his staff for overseeing the Dealer's Den. We had 242 different vendors in there this year, so I believe that's our largest yet. So thank you, Brendan. And in our Artist Alley, in our brand new artist marketplace, we had 139 artists in our alley and 74 in the marketplace, so I hope everyone really enjoyed the newness of that, and I hope it still had that new art smell in there. So I'd like to thank Kelshin and his co-director Dubel for all of their tireless efforts in maintaining that all con long. And then finally, I hope you guys noticed we had an art show this year because it was exceptional. This year we have a brand new director of our art show, Hug Monster, who has taken that and just elevated it to a level that it is not seen, I don't think, ever. I think it was the best that it's ever been because we certainly had more artists than we've ever had in there, 103, which I believe was our largest. So once again, thank you to Hug Monster and her absolutely tireless staff for making that whole show excellent.
Woo! Yeah, give it up for all the winners in all their departments. Absolutely. Staff is beautiful, love this. As mentioned earlier, I'm Tiller, I'm the head of HR, so this is my spiel. And Critter Resources, indeed. As you can see, we're all very passionate about this. Everyone who's joined us hopefully is as well. We need that passion. If you have any interest in helping us here, we would love to have you. If you email me at hr@furfest.org, it's pretty memorable. We can get you on Snap, we'll talk with you. Give us 2 weeks to reply because we're going to take a long nap after this. But then, yes. But then we'd love to get you on staff, and part of this, without the help of our staff, this doesn't happen, and without you coming, it doesn't happen either, but the staff is so important, and we'd love to see you as a part of that. Plus, you'll have to stay in the reg line. That's not a great reason to join, but it's a reason. Okay. Guys, the art show was truly fantastic this week. This year, I think we can all agree. And now to talk about the winners of the art show, it is Hug Monster. Hi, the microphone. Yep, okay. Want me to hold it? You want?
Usually I don't need one. Hello everybody, I'm Hug Monster. We made a lot of money for artists this year, about $33,000. And on with that, we have our Best in Show awards. This one happens to be the chairman's choice, and I believe that's up on a picture that I can't see. Maybe? Okay, awesome. I'm gonna set this down now before I drop it. Our first award, I believe, that's being seen because I can't see it, sorry. We did 3 awards, the first being the attendee's choice, or the populist choice. Summer, the Arctic Fox by Chris Eriksson. It was a lovely 3D piece. by Sandy Shriver was Graveyard Song. And then finally our chairman's choice was called Before the Battle by Lindsay Ruse Rukar, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I do also want to take a minute and thank the IT team, both tech services and SEI. Without them, we would not have pulled off what we pulled off.
I have an HR complaint. The Furfest Twitter just called me old to 33,000 followers. Can you do something about that, please?
Yeah, be nice to Pero. Please.
Great job, Taylor.
I don't really do angry, but I'll look real sad at you. It's fairly effective.
Thank you, Taylor.
I'm here for you. Also, to the 9 New Reg staffers just telegrammed me, very angry at me, thank you. Up next, we have Shelton to talk about the winners of the game tournaments. Give him a hand. I'm not giving you much this time.
So how everybody like your fungin? Arcade was a great hit. The credits remaining, I want to give a shout out to them really quick. They gave us a great arcade. And I hope to have more like it and even bigger next year if possible. So we'll see what we got there. We also had some great competitions. Beating out a field of 70 other people in a single flight grueling poker event was Watcher. And that was, you know, it takes a lot of guts. To do that, not as much to slip the tongue there. But
Pound Furfest.
Beating out a more than 32 other competitors in a lightning fast Super Smash tournament. And I have already forgotten. Tornado. Woo. And in a usual challenge we have that changes every year, provided by one of my wonderful staffers, Mario, in the Super Mario Brothers 3 Joy Ball Joystick Challenge, making it all the way deep into World 8 on a near impossible controller, was Tomo. I do want to reiterate that my area is nothing without you guys and my staff. Because I can have all the games in the world down there, and without you guys to play them, well, there's a lot left for me then, but it's kind of pointless. And I can't run it without people like Fire Fury, like DJ Snowfang, like Richard. And if you get a chance, you should say thank you to them. But also, thank you. Thank you much.
Thank you. Okay, great. So next is the winners of the dance comps, and it was me. Thank you. No? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll have Theo talk about who it wasn't me that won.
Sure. So I mean, if you want to go for that, so I mean, for Floor Wars, it was me. Actually, I'm not joking. I actually won the 1v1 for Floor Wars, so humble brag. I will say that my body is still wrecked in pain from that, so that was a lesson I learned.
You're the young one up here.
And I'm, yeah. Thank you. Pound for a fest. Oh, that does work. Oh my god. For 3v3 for Floor Wars, the winners were Blue, Rane, and Zeke Tiger. So if you came to Floor Wars to enjoy that show, it's a big thanks to the Last for One crew. They put on Floor Wars and they dedicate their time for that. And they did an amazing job. The first year dance competition, who came and saw that? So, third place for the dance comp, we had B-Boy Flitch. Second place, a name that should might be familiar for a lot of people, is Atsu Fox. And first place was Zeke Hyena. Now, the dance competition has some amazing people working on that. One person I'd really love to give an amazing shout out to is Gail Frostbang. Gail does an amazing job putting together the dance competition, as well as working with Last for One to make sure that they can put on an amazing show. Also, I'd like to give a special thanks to our Chicago-based non-furry guest judges that we've had. For example, we had a dance workshop that was held that Charity will talk about later. But we have amazing dancers who've come from outside furry to support this community. They've given their time, they've given their input, they've even given coaching to some other dancers, and I think we should give them all, those judges as well as Gail, a big round of applause. And then last, there's this thing, I think it's called the variety show. There you go. And we actually have a winner for that, and the person who won the whole variety show was Citrine Husky, so let's hear it for them. And now is when I summon you back.
Okay, I'll come back, thank you.
Welcome
I'm
back.
shocked I didn't win, but that's fine.
Hey, Tiller, you're still good. You're still great.
I do a pretty sweet robot, that's all I'm saying. I would love a participation. Let's see if I can say participation first, and then I'll work on that. Thank you. I win! Sheena asked me to follow up recruiting and talk about our business side, and I think you mean SEI and HR? Great, thank you. So, what you may not know about, I'm going to take the next 30 minutes to explain our org chart. No, there are two main structures. Yeah, thank you. There are two main structures. There is FurFest, as y'all know it, and there is the corporate side, which is headed by the board, which Sheena is the president of. There are some departments that are under the corporate side that really need your help, so if you have some specialized skills, especially talk to me. For example, SEI. This is software engineering infrastructure. I remembered it all. I'm very proud of myself. Thank you. I will take any validation I can get. This department is responsible for making sure that, for example, RAMS, the software that runs registration, works and is running correctly and is improved throughout the year. So if you have any skills with things like project management, or software engineering, or Jira, reach out to us. We need help with that. Also, in my department, I can use some help. So if you're good with people and have extremely large amounts of common sense, reach out to me and we'll talk for a while. Anyone else? If you know about insurance, talk to Cheetah. I don't understand it. Now the thing that we're all, I think, very, very, very excited about, we're going to ask our members of charity to talk about charity. Give them a hand, please.
Hello. So some money changed hands, I guess, over the course of the weekend, just a little bit. So I'll tell you, yeah,